Welcome back to the Low Lamp Sessions. Thanks for tuning in. Uh, it's been another super busy long weekend for me, so I'm getting ready to hit the sack. But before I do, wanted to pop on and lay a couple more new dreams on you for fun. Um, if you've watched previous videos, you know that I have had a few dreams now that have featured guest appearances by psychics in our community. Blocking the light a little there with my hand, including two dreams in which Kim Carey appeared, and one in which Shalina Rodriguez appeared. And 2 nights ago, I dreamt my guest psychic cameo came from Cindy at Soulprint Intuitive. She's a Canadian reader. Cindy at Soulprint Intuitive Tarot, and if you haven't seen her before, I would definitely recommend her. She's fun. I've watched her a long time. She's one of the first ones I kind of discovered, really. I don't remember the order of people that I discovered, but she was an early one. Pardon me. And the setting of the dream was, to give you a little background, for about 20 years of my life, I worked at a performing arts center booking events there. All kinds of events, concerts, comedy shows, family shows, kid shows. So that's Shay. He's excited to see me because I've been on all day. What else? Circus type acts. Did I say comedy already? A little bit of Broadway and a lot of dance companies. So in the 20 years I spent there, I must have booked about 70 dance companies. And I left there in 2019, and I'm still involved with arts promotions, but it's a little different now. And I'm not as involved with dance, but I really appreciate dance because it's such a beautiful art form, and I know a lot about music, and I've learned a lot about dance, but I'm not. I've never been a dancer. I mean, I like to dance, but I've never been like trained the way that they are. Hey, buddy, come here, come here, pal. Did you miss me? He was alone a lot of the day. Ah, here he comes. Hey, buddy. Love you, buddy. Hey, pal. Maybe he'll pop on camera. So, in the stream, I was kind of back working at that art center, but the weird part was there were all these dance performances going on, which, I mean, it was a normal art center, so we had a big theater, like a 1,700 seat theater with, one stage. But in this dream, there were multiple stages and there were multiple performances going on at the same time. So it was like a really, really long stage. Well, I should rather say it was really, really wide. So, and it was like partitioned off. So that multiple dance companies could do separate performances at the exact same time, which is totally not logical. You would never do that for a presentation, of course, and you'd never have a stage as wide as that, because I think our stage width was pretty wide. Geez, could it have been 100 feet wide by 50 feet deep? Maybe, but in the dream, this stage was probably more like 200 feet wide or 250 feet wide. And like I said, it was partitioned off into separate areas. So I was involved with a dance company that was performing on the left end of the stage. And it was for school groups. So kids were coming in, young kids were coming in to see this dance performance. And it just so happened that Cindy from Soulprint was one of the teachers who was escorting her students to this performance along with other teachers from other schools. Now, I don't know if Cindy has ever been a teacher in her life. I know that Kim Carey has, but I don't know if Cindy ever taught or what she did if she's ever had like a day profession. She's not really ever talked about it on her channel. And some don't, or they are full-time psychics. So, when she brought the students in. I mean, we could think of her as a teacher in her capacity as a psychic, right? Because a lot of the psychics sort of lead by example, and the messages that they communicate to us through spirit are, moral. I don't want to use that word too heavy, in a heavy-handed way, but like they're about morality and about what it is to be, to try to be a good person in this world of light and dark, and the challenges that we face when we try to do the right thing, and it doesn't always seem like we're rewarded for that, or not in an obvious way. But then when you reflect on it, you usually find that having made a better choice, you get a better result in your life in the long run than maybe in the short run, taking a less altruistic or noble route in a situation. So anyway, Cindy was a teacher and she was bringing her students in, but she didn't recognize me, but I recognized her right away. And so I sort of just welcomed her and her students, and then they watched the performance, and that was kind of really the gist of the dream. It didn't have a lot in it other than that, but I was like, oh wow, okay, so that's the third psychic that I watch regularly who's appeared in my dreams. And then last night I got number 4. And would you like to guess who it is? Well, it's a good one. It was Linda G. So Linda G showed up towards the end of a dream that was very... I wish I could remember a little bit more about the dream. It has faded over the course of the day, and I didn't have a chance to record earlier. There was no way I could do that. I was busy all day. But it was like a festival atmosphere. It was a big party. It was like a big outdoor party with thousands of people all celebrating. And in one way, to be honest, it seemed like it was the afterlife. It seemed like a heavenly place, a place of very high energy and good feeling and goodwill. But I'm not 100% on that, but it had that quality. And so again, that's 2 nights too of performances, being part of the arts, and like the arts are so tied into creativity and spirit. In my opinion, they're all really deeply connected, and the way we are moved by great performances is often spiritual. It enriches us spiritually. So this party was quite gangbusters, and there were many performers, it seemed like, and I don't think I was really planning to perform myself, but there was a big stage and a lot of people watching. And then like towards the end of this concert that a bunch of people, thousands of people were at, I had the opportunity to perform. It was kind of impromptu with a band. And among my many fun adventures as a musician for a number of years, it's so weird because my family was taken by surprise by it, but maybe about 20 years ago, I took a left turn and I got into the music of Hank Williams Sr., who lived from 1929 to 1923 to 1953. He died at the age of 29, I think on the eve of his 30th birthday. And, he wrote some of the longest sort of standing original country tunes. Sorry, buddy. Like Hey Good Lookin' and Jambalaya is a very famous song by him that a lot of people still know and do and perform, and Honky Tonk Blues and Long Gone Lonesome Blues and Lovesick Blues and Your Cheating Heart. A lot of people know Your Cheating Heart. So for whatever reason, I had never listened to country when I was young, but I started to listen to old country around the time I was 30, and him in particular, him and Johnny Cash. And so then I got interested in it, and I started to do Hank Williams nights, tribute nights, with another guitar player, and then it expanded into a full band. And then, in addition to performing my own music and other side bands, I ran what we called the All Hank Band because it was all Hank Williams music. It was a crazy concept because we performed regularly for about 10 years, and the entire show literally was Hank Williams songs. So we would get requests for other country songs by other artists and be like, nope, sorry, it's all Hank Band, so we only play Hank. We play all Hank and nothing but Hank. And that was the trip. So in this dream, it was like a country band on stage, and I was going to sing Hey Good Lookin', which I still do perform, from time to time when I'm performing solo. And it's just a fun little song, catchy song. And so I'm there with my guitar and I'm getting ready, and so I'm going to sing lead, right? But then I realized to my left, I'm still getting set up, but we're almost about to start the song. I realized to my left is Linda G with a guitar on, and she starts the song, she kicks the band in, and she starts singing lead. So instead of me getting to sing lead, I had to sing harmony instead, which was funny. I kind of got upstaged by Linda, taking over the song, which, given her personality, she's take charge. She has a take charge aspect. So later it struck me as funny that in the dream she had that aspect too, and that that performer vibe. She has that, because I know she's done stand up in her life and likes to perform, and people who like to perform, including myself, we get a kick out of being the center of attention. It's a nice feeling. It's like something that you crave and then something that you're embarrassed of at the same time. It's really weird. Like you love the attention and then you're embarrassed by your love of the attention or something. And then it's also a sincere effort, at least on my part, to communicate with people, because I think it's really powerful when good music is performed in a way that is very sincere. So I got upstaged by Linda G, and then I followed her lead, and then I sang the song along with her. And so we sang Hey Good Lookin', what you got cooking. I was about cooking something up with me, and the whole audience was enjoying it and partying. And then when we finished, then other musicians were going to take over. Like, we just kept turning the stage over to more people, and it just seemed like this incredible big party. So, pardon me, that's 2 nights in a row. I wonder if I'll have another one tonight. So now, over the course of several months, 4 different psychics that I watch on a somewhat regular basis have appeared in my dreams. And it's interesting, and I don't know if it's leading to somewhere, or, again, it's just the theme of sort of being dialed in or a part of that community, or I'm not sure, but your feedback on that is of course welcome. But I thought it was interesting, so we'll see where it goes from here. That's all I got for now. Again, my advice continues to be skip the news, because it's just a train wreck right now, and I think the news is, it's not doing anybody any favors right now. It's only feeding the negative. It seems mostly like it's feeding the negative side, and it doesn't need more of that energy from us. So I will trust the psychics that the election is going to turn out the way we want it to, after the challenges in the inevitable challenges and BS that will follow in some states, in some races, and then hopefully we will really see a turn towards more of the legislation that really represents the majority, not the minority, not this attempt at autocratic minority rule. Just it cannot be, it must not be, and it won't be. We will get the justice we crave, and especially the more we focus on that and keep our minds clear, keep our minds free from the junk, you know, not feed that negative news machine. So yeah, that's all I got. I hope you're well. Blessings to you and yours. Stay positive and hopeful, because you'll attract more of that. It's obvious, but sometimes we each need that reminder. And if I have another dream with a psychic cameo number 5, I'll come back tomorrow. And if you don't see me, then that means I didn't. And or unless I maybe have a totally different dream. Okay. Take care. Talk to you soon.